everyone, it's me, Louie here, and a couple days ago, some big news ended up coming out that the current CEO of YouTube, Susan, ended up stepping down. She's not doing it anymore, she ended up resigning, and she's now leaving. And now, the CEO will be taken over by this new guy, and he will be the brand new leader of YouTube. Now, when the news of this originally came out, it was a big 50-50. Obviously, first, when Susan ended up leaving, you had a lot of people just magically gonna act like the platform is gonna be saved. Every single issue that YouTube have, it's just randomly going to be solved, and it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows, and we're going back to the glory days, even though, let's be realistic, probably absolutely nothing is going to change. But then as time goes by, people ended up being more realistic and starting to become more pessimistic, ended up saying that nothing's going to happen, it's going to be the exact same, we're going to have absolutely no change, and it really doesn't matter who the CEO of YouTube is, it's just going to be over. Then a lot of people were talking about how Susan was, but at least one thing that you can say about Susan is that at least she was actually there in the community. Most CEOs of these big tech companies you don't even know exist. A good example is like the CEO of Twitch. I am positive that 95% of people who are going to watch this video have absolutely no clue who the CEO of Twitch is. And that's with literally most companies. Most companies who own most of these big leagues are just like these unknown people who don't even want to put themselves out there. And I think the main reason why is because they don't want to get criticized. A good example is like Susan. If anything bad happens to YouTube, it doesn't matter if it was her decision or maybe if it wasn't her decision, she was instantly like the target for it. She was basically like YouTube's punching bag, where if anything bad happens, you just complain about it and just put like Susan's face on it. So I'm pretty sure most other tech companies, like the CEO of Twitch, just completely stays invisible. So whatever you say about her, at least that's one thing. At least she did interact. A lot of other big content creators says that she did try to reach out and talk to them. So at least that's something good. I mean, apparently she didn't really listen to what they said, but at least the effort was at least put out there. So you can give her that. While most other CEOs just completely stay visible and you don't even know who they exist. Now, as usual, when the brand new CEO came, a lot of people on Twitter and Reddit ended up becoming their full-time job and becoming detectives, literally diving down all over this guy's record to see what he does. And they were able to fish out a couple of things from him. Now, one thing that was able to fish out and one tweet that became pretty big was a lot of people saying that he was the one who pushed the YouTube NFT plan. Obviously, a couple of months ago, YouTube ended up making this video saying what's going to be our brand new plans and what's new things we want to do with our platforms. And one of the things they ended up bringing was NFT. Now, obviously, the normal reaction was literally people bullying YouTube literally on the face of the planet. That whole video got absolutely nothing but some of the worst backlash of all time that I ever seen on YouTube. People talking about how this is an absolute terrible idea, causing YouTube to reverse the situation. People ended up saying that he was the one who pushed on it, and also that he's like a big meta and like internet 3 and like crypto supporter and stuff like that. So that obviously got a lot of people scared. And another thing is that people say that he was the one who pushed the idea of dislikes being removed, saying that it was his idea that dislike wanted to get removed, and it made a lot of people scared. But this have got a lot of people nervous, which turned people back to being super duper pessimistic and going back to YouTube. It's absolutely over, and this is the beginning of the end, and there's no hope for this platform, and we're gonna be right back to where we are. Now, there are some people who still are hopeful. You have some people who are rather being delusional, or they just think something could change, and they think that this new CEO could be like a new light of YouTube, and maybe with him being added, maybe stuff will go different because maybe he changed his ways. That's what some people are saying. Like one thing that a lot of people are saying to do, that he should bring back dislikes. Like if he comes up and make a change saying that, hey, we're gonna bring back dislikes on the platform, it can instantly change and make him get like a good reputation, and maybe he can like find a way to like clean and change his reputation, which I guess could work. I think someone like Elon Musk is a good example where if your reputation is good enough, you could do absolutely crazy things and get away with some of the most goofiest things of all time. You could be like Elon and make some of the worst Twitter decisions of all time, but because he's Elon, you'll have armies of people defending everything he do. So I guess him getting a good reputation with the community would be a good idea. Instead of talking about other people's opinion, let me talk about my opinion. Now, what do I think? Now, I know I said this when Elon bought Twitter and I was 100% wrong, but I'm gonna say it again. I don't think nothing's gonna happen. I never really understand why when most CEO leaves, like when a big CEO leaves a company, a lot of people just randomly think the company is going to be saved. I don't see that as much as I used to see that back in the day, but probably nothing is going to change. We're gonna have a big educational guess that this guy is probably gonna be like most other CEOs of big companies. I don't think we're gonna hear him a lot at all. I think he's gonna be the brand new CEO of YouTube, and he's just gonna act like the CEO of Twitch. I don't think he's gonna be out there in the community. I think he's only gonna say something if he 100% has to be. I think he's gonna be like most CEOs who are just 100% hidden, and most people don't even know he exists. I know he's the center of attention now, but I give it like 2 or 3 years from now, I'm gonna be a guarantee honestly, I think 95% of like people who watch YouTube aren't even gonna know who this guy is. That's what I think he's gonna do. And I don't really think YouTube is going to change. It seems like he has a lot of power in the company already. So now with him as CEO, I don't really think a lot of stuff are gonna change. I think stuff is just gonna stay the same. So that's why I'm not really getting my hopes up. Anyway, my name is Lou. This is something that I want to talk about. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, do your YouTube thing. Also on Twitter, Lou Just Stars. Don't forget to follow it. You have a good day or night. See ya.